Welcome back to the Legal Smith Unleashed. I'm attorney Kurt Smith from Smith Legal Group here in Las Vegas, Nevada, answering family law questions, talking about family law topics like marital dissolution today, I think is where we're going to head into. Before we get started, remember, like, share, subscribe, hit the buttons. That'll help us keep this going and give you all the advice you can handle. With me today is my paraplegal Kason Dow, who is here to help with everything that we need.
Absolutely everything.
There's nothing Kason can't help with. Let's just be honest. But
I might hit my limits today. I think we'll find out that's not true.
So marital dissolution. What's a marital dissolution? I like to use the term marital dissolution because it's a broader category, but it encompasses things like divorce and annulment and even to a certain extent legal separation, although you're still married with a legal separation. But even within the category of divorce, there's multiple subcategories of divorce that we can talk about too. What people come to me a lot of times, and we talked about this a little bit before, can I do it myself? And the answer is yes, you can do it yourself, and it's so fun.
I'm sure it goes very smoothly, too, when you do it yourself.
It does go smoothly. It actually
Can
usually...
I do my own therapy, too?
Absolutely, you can do your own therapy, and you can do your own divorce. And there are forms that you can get, and you can fill them out, and you can get yourself divorced. And what they don't tell you is that all those little boxes and lines and legal words and questions that are on these little forms, they actually mean something.
Wait, that's okay. This is all news to me. I thought they were completely optional.
And so a lot of times what happens in my office is people come in, they have this fantastic 6-page divorce decree that they've gotten, that they did themselves, and they say,
ChatGPT wrote for them the night before.
Hey, am I okay? And I look at it and go, wow, you are not okay. What did you mean to get nothing?
You're actually getting double married if you turn this in. Someone else is being involved in this. I don't even think you know them.
I don't know that I've ever heard the term. Oh, I guess I have heard the term double married. Yes, I have. That's called bigamy. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, you can do it yourself. But that's, those are actually some of my funnest cases, is the help me undo this divorce that I've done myself because I think I made a mistake. And I look and I go, wow, your spouse was making $600,000 a year. You've got 4 kids. You get 0 visitation and no assets. Yeah, it looks like you've really made a
That's probably
a mess
exactly what you were aiming for, right?
No.
Kids can get a little bit crazy sometimes, I guess. I don't know.
What they told me was that they would go to the judge and let them know. And you're like, why would you believe that? Like, why would you? And people actually come in with these, extremely lopsided divorces where one side gets everything and the other side gets nothing. It's a very sad situation. So if you don't want to do that, please go see an attorney, right? But even if you go see an attorney, I sometimes get people come in and they say, hey, we want to get a fake divorce. You ever heard of a fake divorce?
Never in my life. What on earth is a...
Okay, a fake divorce is where we're going to secretly stay married. Okay.
Starting to sound like the plot of a Hallmark movie.
Yes. So
one of those where they have a fake boyfriend to bring to the family. We're gonna.
Okay. So we're gonna get a fake divorce. Okay. So what's gonna happen? For example, I'm filing for bankruptcy. We've got $10 million in debt, but we've also got $10 million in assets. So here's what we're gonna do. And one party's always explaining it, and it'll be like the husband and the wife, and they're sitting there, and either the husband or the wife, they're explaining it to me, and I'm sitting here listening, and they'll be like, we want to get a fake divorce. And so what we'll do is I'm going to give her all the assets, 100%, okay? The house, the cars, I'm giving her my pension, I'm giving the 401k, everything, right? And I look and okay, that's $2.5 million. That's fantastic. What else? Okay, sole legal, sole physical custody of the children. Great idea. What else? What else you got? Okay, and I'm going to take all the debt. We've got $500,000 in debt, excluding the mortgage and things like that. I'm going to take all that. Oh, okay.
I'm really starting to like the way this comes together.
This is
all right.
really coming together. How about alimony? Oh, yeah. I'm going to give her like $5,000 a month in alimony. Wow. Because you only make like 10. Oh, yeah. And then I'm going to give her like $3,000 a month in child support. How are you going to afford this? Well, it doesn't matter because it's a fake divorce. Okay, keep going. Tell me all about it. And so once we do that, we get this divorce, we're going to file for bankruptcy. I'll wipe out all the debt, and then we'll get remarried. Okay, that sounds like a great plan. Wife, are you on board? Yes, I am. Oh, she is on board, right?
Everything about this sounds amazing to me.
Sounds great because he's really the one that racked up all the debt, right? Yeah, absolutely, he did. So we're going to get this divorce. I say, are you sure? Yes, we're sure. Okay, so, well, let's go ahead and do it. And so we go ahead and do it. And invariably, I get a call 2-3 months later. Hey, remember that fake divorce that you did for us? I do. I went to the wife and I said, okay, it's time to get remarried. And she told me no.
She asked if we could upgrade? What does that mean? To a real one?
And she go, this is a fake divorce. I go, no, it's not a fake divorce. It's a real divorce. When you get a fake divorce, you're filling out real papers that go to a real judge that gives you a real divorce. You are counting on the extreme bond of this person with whom you've been living for the past 15 years that certainly you haven't annoyed ever, right? Certainly they're not upset at all that you chose, instead of to work really hard and pay off the debts, you chose to divorce them. And you chose to give them 100% of your assets. And 100%, you're going to take 100% of the debts, and then you want them to come back?
He's like, but it was a fake divorce. What are you missing?
We said fake. The decree doesn't say fake.
If that's a real divorce, then I really am the deputy sheriff when I got the sticker when I was a kid.
Holy cow. And I say, listen, we talked about this. You said, don't worry about us. Our relationship is strong. We're going to be just fine. Did you ever see that movie? What was it? The one with about the magicians. The
Prestige.
The Prestige. Oh, that was a good movie. And so with the Prestige, and there are the two magicians battling back and forth, and the one magician has got this girl, it was Scarlett Johansson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Scarlett, yep.
And he's like, listen, we're gonna fake give you over to the other magician, and you can tell me all his secrets. And she's like, you're a real jerk. Thanks a lot. I guess I'll go over to the other magician. And she falls in love with the other magician, right? And so she stays.
How?
That's what happens in a fake divorce. Please don't do a fake divorce. You're gonna.
So in her case, the other magician was the $2.5 million in assets. That won her over.
That kind of won her over, yeah. And she felt a little bit hurt. And I've never seen a woman in a fake divorce come out and go, boy, that was a great idea, giving me up. That was like honeymoon in Vegas, right? How about $1 million if you let this guy sleep with you? Why was that even a question?
Yeah.
To the guys, we're like, we could get $1 million. And the girls are like, but our love was so strong. Why would you even consider it? And it's very real for them. The emotions are very real. And the guys they're all finances, right? Oh, yep. This is going to be fantastic.
I'm going to get a boat. I'm going to get...
With all the extra money we have now. And she's like, all the extra money who has? All the extra money I have. Remember when I was on allowance? Remember it was $500 a month I got to spend? No longer. I now have $8,000 a month to spend, and you have zero.
Oh man. So they're out. How often does that happen?
I think
Has there ever been an exception?
No.
I don't think one's coming anytime soon.
Without exception, I get the call months later. She thinks this is real. I go, well, it is real. Remember, I told you this is real. There's no such thing as a fake divorce.
And he's like, but come on, it's not real, right?
Wait. Like, listen, when you get a divorce, these are legal proceedings. You said under penalty of perjury, this is what I want to do. She said, I'm in love with this idea. Please give me the... Listen, there was a case, I can't get too deep into this case. There was a case recently, okay, where husband was a very prominent business owner in town. And his company was getting sued. Like, he was on the hook for millions because of this product went viral and everybody was buying it, and then people were dying from it. And he's getting major sued. Let's give everything to the wife. I said, listen, are you sure? I mean, this probably doesn't sound like the best idea to me. It's millions of dollars. Yeah, but our love is strong. It wasn't that strong. It turns out the wife was feeling a little jaded by the fact that the husband
killing people with.
Well, I don't think she was holding that against him, but all the things that he actually did through the marriage, he wasn't always the nicest guy. And she was thrilled to get 100% of the assets and own the company and all the royalties and everything and have zero liability. She was absolutely thrilled with that. And he was not.
Whew. I'm surprised that one backfired on him. I can't imagine anywhere in my brain thinking through that plan. These people come in there, they were up till 5 a.m, hashing it all out. I just can't imagine anywhere in my brain where I see it going wrong.
So you're sitting there, okay? There's two people, and they're talking, and one guy goes, hey, I got an idea. Let's end everything. And it's like playing Monopoly, right? Mm-hmm. Here's where we are. You have all the assets, all Park Place, Boardwalk, hotels on everything. Why don't I give you my greens, yellows, and reds? And we're going to fake out this other guy. And then you just give it all back.
My little brown piece is looking to have a lot more valuable in that portfolio now.
Sure, we'll do that. I think that's a fantastic idea. How often is the guy going to get his stuff back in Monopoly?
Let's see. If it tracks at all when I was playing with my siblings, I'm going to say 0%.
0% of the time. And that's typically what happens in these fake divorces. And no matter what I tell people, please don't do this. It's not a good idea. You know that the other person this is legally their things. Yes, I know. Oh, okay. We'll do it just like you want. Because I'll help you do it.
Please don't flip the board. I lost the thimble last time.
And invariably, it's not a good idea, okay? And yet people still come up with it. It's like this eureka moment, right? Where they break through the mountain. Eureka! I've discovered that if I give the other person everything, they'll go along with it. What do you think about that? I don't think much about it at all. I think it's a very bad idea.
So on that same note, with these kind of genius ideas that people come up with before getting a divorce, they come into your office. What are kind of the big misconceptions you feel like you notice a lot, where people come in and they're like, well, can't you just do this really quick? Or what are those things that you feel like across the board people kind of have these big misconceptions or misunderstandings?
Can't you do this really quick? Well, okay, really quick is a big misconception, right? So I'm an attorney, okay? Now, an attorney, the word attorney means agent, okay? It's someone who helps you do what you want to do. Now, if you were to go file your own divorce, it would take as long as it takes. If I file the divorce for you and the other side is not on board with what you want to do, it's going to take as long as it takes. And there's no way for me to hurry the process. I can call the other attorney, for example, and I can say, look, let's settle the case on these terms. Now, if they say, yes, that sounds great, we did it. I can get that done in 5 minutes, maybe an hour. But if they say no, now I've got to litigate. Now I've got to go to the judge and say, Judge, I tried to settle this thing, and they said no. So now I need you to come help me. I need you to come tell me what to do because they're not helping.
So the judge is going to come be the parent and kind of listen to both sides. And
yeah, I mean, you're treating these parents, these adults, these full-grown adults like little kids in that scenario. And it's really funny because I think every judge on the bench has used that analogy. You're coming to me as if I'm your parent, and you're two bickering little kids.
She said this, but only because he said this. Exactly.
It all started when he hit me first. Wait a minute, that's not a thing. You hit him first. So it's going to take as long as it takes. And listen, I remember a guy. I love the online reviews, right? The online reviews are fantastic because you get some really grateful people.
Of course.
What's the percentage of really grateful people out there?
I'd say not many.
Let's do it this way. Let's say you go and you get a gourmet meal at a top of the world restaurant, right? And you go and you get this absolutely fantastic fine dining meal and the best steak in town. And we're spinning, we're seeing the entire Las Vegas flash before us, and the steaks are cooked perfectly, and the sides are so scrumptious, and the drinks are perfectly paired.
Okay.
How many of those guests, when they leave, are going to go, I have got to write the greatest review of the Stratosphere Hotel top of the world restaurant?
I do that every time. The Bloomin' Onion was great.
Okay, it works with the Outback too. Okay, it's not necessarily just limited to
you said perfectly
top of the world.
Steak, spinning, could see the entire strip. I was kind of reading between the lines here.
Also, was probably very good as well. No, it's the guy that got the burned carrot that's going, wait a minute, I paid $600 and I got a burned carrot? Oh, and they're going to write the bad review, right? So I get this guy this one time, and I get him. He wants a divorce. I help him with his divorce. He says, how long is it going to take? I said, it's going to take as long as it takes, but I will get this pushed through as long as possible. As quickly as possible, I'm sorry. And so we go, and we get in court within about a month and a half. Not too bad, right? And we argue in front of the judge. The judge makes some orders. He sets another hearing. Now, here's the dirty little secret, right? I don't get to set the hearing date, okay? The judge has a calendar, and he's going to go, I don't have time to see you guys again until, let's see, March 21st today. How's August sound?
But what if those guys really want to get in today? What if they're in a rush? What if they're in a hurry?
I mean, if we're going to agree on everything, I can get it done right away.
What if theirs is more important than everyone else's?
It's not more important to the judge. And so we go, we leave court. The guy's like, wait a minute, I don't get to get this done at least until August. And I said, look, unless we come up with a deal, August is not the end. That's just the next hearing. And he's like, well, we really got to hurry and get a good deal. And I said, okay, well, let's do it. And so we start negotiating back and forth. And before August, we come up with a deal. We settle the case. It's on terms that he wanted. Everything's great. Wake up the next morning, bad review. What happened? And the review comes back, and the guy's like, I went in, I hired this attorney. What a jerk. And
uses blue ink for the pens. Who does that?
It took 5 months to get a divorce. And you know what? Every time he's negotiating back, he's calling me. He's saying, well, what do you want to do? And I've got to totally participate in this process. It's like I'm got to do some of this myself. And,
I wonder why this guy's getting a divorce too.
and then we get the deal, but it's the deal that I told him I wanted. I had to tell him. And so, what a waste. And I'm like, I called the guy. I'm like, hey, what's going on? I thought we had a good relationship. We got it done fairly quickly. He's like, you call 5 months quick? Like, yeah, I call 5 months quick, okay? These cases can take a year, 2 years. My record is 4 years. Not that I wanted it to take 4 years. It just took 4 years. There was a lot of litigation. People are going back and forth. They're arguing. Nobody's agreeing. The judge is pulling his hair out. Yeah, it can take 4 years. You got done in 5 months. One hearing. That's all it took. Yeah, but you're calling me. Yeah, I got it. Did you want me to make the decisions? Yes, I think my client would take nothing. That'd be fine. Or he'll take everything. You've got to be the one that's going to say what's good enough and what's bad enough. I can't make that decision. In fact, there's a little thing called the law that says I have to come to you with any settlement offer.
So there's no just autopilot divorce.
There's no autopilot divorce. There's no autopilot. There's just a pilot.
Next, you're going to tell me there's no autopilot marriage either, and that's going to...
Many have tried. Few have succeeded. Yeah. You're going to need to change your tune.
I'm starting to understand why things are going the way they are right now.
So he's upset. And I'm like, thanks. Thanks for the bad review, right? Like, okay, I guess I'll have to go get 50 more good reviews. But, he's like, yeah, I just, if you had done it yourself, you didn't have to call me. That's what I was really looking for. I'm like, well, I don't know how to do that, right? I don't know how to choose what you want. Sorry, it was such a harrowing experience, right?
I can't believe you actually had to participate in your own divorce. That's so uncomfortable for you. So, question for you is I have a friend of mine who's getting ready to get married.
Okay.
Obviously, divorce is a messy thing. They say 50% of marriages end in divorce. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's a number that always gets thrown around. Mm-hmm. So it's not quite as sure as death and taxes, but it's pretty up there.
Right.
I guess some people, it's more certain than death. You can only die once, but you get divorced 6 or 7 times.
Absolutely.
So as you're going into it, obviously you don't want to be on that side of the 50%, but some people will be. Where do you fall on prenups and creating how some people are feeling like it's taking the romance out of it? Other people are, we might not get so lucky. We might be the ones who end up here. How do you feel on some of those types of things?
Listen, prenups are becoming more and more common, okay? And I don't mind prenups, but I think you need to understand what a prenup is, right? A prenup is essentially a contract where you're contracting around Nevada law. So with Nevada law, we get married and everything's community property. What's mine is yours. What's yours is mine. If we get divorced 10 years from now, maybe there's going to be some alimony coming your way. Maybe there's going to be attorney fees paid. Maybe there's going to be property that we've got to divide because we built a life together. In a prenup, you're saying, usually, you can say whatever you want, but usually what you're saying is, you know what, we're going to come into this marriage, and whatever happens, everything that I acquire is going to remain mine. And whatever you acquire is going to remain yours. And if there's a divorce, there'll be no alimony. There'll be no property distribution. One of us is going to actually end up on the street. Now, typically speaking, when we do this divorce thing, or the prenup thing, one party is in the position of power, right? One party's coming in, I'm already a millionaire. Mm-hmm. And I met this cute janitor, and I'd like to marry her.
She has a frozen yogurt punch card to her name.
We'll call her Dirty Woman rather than Pretty Woman, right? And so I'm going to set her up in my Spanish Trails home, and it's going to be beautiful and wonderful. But if we divorce, she gets 0. And the guy is 65 and the girl's 22 and she's just beautiful. I don't know why she's working janitorial, but she is. And you look at the girl and you go, is this okay with you? Oh yeah. Oh, that's great. So you're going to give up
I love him.
But I love him, Mister. I love him. So you're going to give up
Mr.
everything. You understand that you could end up with nothing. Like, you're 22 and beautiful today. Maybe you're going to be 42 and not quite as cute. Maybe you're going to be 52. Maybe you're going to be 72.
And we're counting on this 65-year-old living a
He's
long
going to be
life.
135 years old, and but he's going to be hanging on.
He's cryogenically frozen by that point.
Nothing. And you could end up on the street. I'm okay with that. That's perfectly okay with me. And I sit there and go, oh.
If only you knew.
If only you had some self-respect. Yes, we'll do it. That's fine. I don't get to make the rules, right? I mean, people come in and make the rules. I get to make it legal. And that's one of the misconceptions.
Big question for you too. Obviously, everyone says Vegas is the marriage capital of the world. People come here, get married by Elvis Presley, and sometimes they wake up the next day and they're already regretting it. Sometimes it's a little further down the line. Do you feel like Vegas is also the divorce capital? Do you feel like we get more divorces here than other places?
Vegas is the marriage, divorce, and annulment capital of the world. All three in one. And it may be the illegitimate child capital of the world. I'm not sure. Because what happens in Vegas doesn't always stay in Vegas.
Sometimes what happened in Vegas looks a lot like you and has your eyes.
You find out about it a couple of years later and go, I owe how much in back child support? Holy cow. So, biggest misconceptions. Did you ever see Fletch?
Fletch. Okay. I don't think I've seen that one. It's either way before my time or a straight-to-DVD release that only you saw.
It's probably way... And I'm not talking about the new Fletch with John Hamm. I'm talking about Chevy Chase Fletch. Okay.
If you were talking about the John Hamm one, I don't know anything about Fletch.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Okay, yes.
You see that one?
Yes.
Reese Witherspoon, right?
Of course, okay.
So in Reese Witherspoon, Sweet Home Alabama, and there's Reese Witherspoon, and then the guy. I don't know his name.
I can't remember.
The guy.
Let's just say it's Matthew McConaughey. It's always McConaughey.
It is not him. And
always him.
And so the girl is hounding this guy. She lives in New York now. He lives in Alabama, and she's hounding him for a divorce, and she's pounding on the door. Hey, get out here! You've got to sign these papers. If you don't sign these papers, we can't get divorced.
And he's like, "Oh no,
I won't sign those papers. No, I'm not going to do it. We're going to stay married." Ha 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 ha. There is another way. You don't always have to sign the divorce papers. We can get you divorced without the other side even participating at all if you want. In fact, that's the more common way to do it.
Reese Witherspoon could have gotten a better lawyer, and that could have saved us a 90-minute escapade.
A 90-minute escapade could have saved her a trip to Alabama. Could have saved her saving her relationship and just making me cry at the end. So, there's another way to do it, and a lot of people don't understand that, but if you do need some help getting a divorce, Smith Legal Group is a great place to go. You can give us a call, 702-410-5001. Happy to help. Or you can reach us on the web, www.thelegalsmith.com, for all of your divorce needs, whether it be a real divorce.
What about those fake divorces?
Please don't let it
pesky fake divorces.
Please don't let it be a fake divorce, but whether it's a fake divorce.
I don't know. I'm leaving today thinking fake divorces are on the table.
Whether it's a contested divorce, whether it's a amicable divorce, or one of the other things we do down at the office, mediated divorce, okay? We're not actually seeing eye to eye, but we're going to go in and hire one attorney to help both of us through this and get the best deal we can both get. We do that. Mediated divorce, that's a great way to go, because it saves you thousands and thousands of dollars. We've got a very huge businessman here in town that came in, divided his multi-million-dollar estate in about 3 hours, and paid $2,500. Not a bad deal.
So that's a sweet deal right there. I got a bit of a bargain on that one.
I thought you were getting a little verklempt. little frog in your throat. You're feeling so good about it.
Agree to disagree on that.
Well, for me, it was a very great moment.
I'm gonna pardon your French on that one.
That's not French at all.
Oh, okay.
Well, ending up out of our time. We'll see you next time on The Legal Smith Unleashed.